Hey, thanks for tuning in. I hope this video finds you well. I just wanted to do a quick video on 22s. Uh, some people have opinions on 22s and their practicality or their worth when it comes to training. My opinion is they're an awesome training tool, specifically now with the price of 5.56 kind of going up and becoming scarce because of everything going on. If you don't want to cut into your stash too much, or if you don't have enough, or you just want an alternative, 22s in my opinion are a great training method. Pretty much you can train everything with the 22 that you can with a centerfire rifle, with the exception of you don't get the same recoil impulse. Maybe the manual of arms is different depending on the type of rifle you're talking about. A bolt gun such as this, great training tool. Just super fun. Something that I start people on, specifically with the bipod or tripod. It makes it stable, so if I'm teaching a young one, I don't have to worry as much about muzzles going place I don't want them to, because I'll make it stationary and they can't. And I'm right on top of them. Also, I can have them build a nice solid position to go over the manual of arms and mechanics behind it. If you can have suppressors, suppress 22s are one of the coolest things. They're so much fun. So not only is it fun, good training tool for newer shooters, but you can get a lot of work done on something like this with pretty much all the fundamentals of marksmanship that you would a normal bolt gun, with the exception of that recoil management and maybe the ability to not shoot as far. But a lot of fun. 10/22s, I'm a huge fan. Now this one's a little bit fancy, so don't go nuts on it, but it's just a 10/22. I think this is a Midwest Industries chassis because it was just kind of fun to build up a tactical 10/22. A lot of fun. Primary Arms 1X Prism on it, and fun paint job I did. So, you know, I like spray painting my stuff, but this is a fun little blaster. Again, something to upgrade young ones on once they're competent enough to actually wield the long gun. I'm a huge fan. Now you don't have to get crazy like this. Just getting a standard 10/22 does the exact same thing. Still awesome. This one has tech sights on it and a primary arms red dot. So the cool thing that this one is also compact stock. This one's cool because now I can teach iron sight and or red dot shooting at the same time, or if I want to start on the red dot because it's easier and I can have them focus on things like trigger control and everything else, I can teach the iron sights second, and I'm kind of moving towards that moving forward. I know it was always teach iron sights first and then scopes and red dots. I kind of go the other way. Either way it doesn't matter, but I think one less thing for them to focus on first time they're shooting a gun. Just put the red dot on the center of the target and do all the other things right. I think it's a lot simpler than learning iron sights. But definitely can't skip this. You need to teach people iron sights because I think it's important. Yeah, just standard 10/22. These things are so much fun. Anyone that shoots them, and good training tool. And going with the pattern here, you can probably tell I like Ruger's Ruger Mark IV. If you've shot one of these, you probably know it's probably one of the most fun pistols to shoot. Throw a can on it, even more fun. Throw a red dot on it, even better. You can't shoot this and not have a good time. They're just too easy to shoot. They're fun. Good training tool, again, everything but that recoil management, and you still can kind of get a little bit of it. But I like my Rugers, specifically the 10/22s and the Ruger American bolt gun. I like that they have the commonality of magazines. That's a big thing for me. It's one less thing to forget, one less thing to have to buy multiple of. I'd rather just stack 10/22 mags deep and call it a day. So unfortunately this guy doesn't take 10/22 mags. That'd be pretty cool, but these mags are, one of the annoying things on these is just that they're 10 rounds and that's it, because it'd be fun just to blast 30 rounds out of one of these guys. But that would be cool if they made a little bit wider gripped version and had a double stack 22. That would be pretty awesome. I'd buy into that for sure. But anyway, again, I know people have mixed feelings on 22s for training purposes because they're not as cool. I mean, I get it. If I could train with my 5.56 hundreds of thousands of rounds whenever I feel like it, yeah, that's what I would shoot all the time. But 22s are awesome. They have a place. They're good for training new shooters. I've been shooting forever, and I still have fun time just going out with 22 and plinking, and they're cheap to shoot. So not a bad idea if you don't already have one to pick up a 10-22. I think everyone should have a 10-22 and a few bricks of ammo at minimum. The nice thing is you can get it. It's cheap. Not as cheap as it was back in the day, but it's still pretty dang cheap. I'd go pick up a few bricks and a 10-22 if you don't have one already and start training, because who knows what the rest of this year is going to look like if you're going to be able to get 5.56. I'd rather not be ripping all that right now if I didn't have to. So 10-22 though, I'd go out and shoot a couple thousand rounds of that, especially if you're training a couple new people. Maybe you have some family members that are just getting into shooting for whatever reason. The world's crazy and they want to pick up a gun and learn how to protect themselves. I don't advise a 10-22 for that, but I can get a whole lot of training done with that person so that we don't have to do as much when we do put a centerfire rifle in their hands. If that makes sense. Way cheaper, don't break the bank, and they're just fun. But anyway, I know I rambled a little bit there. That's kind of how I do it. I don't really script anything. So if you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, whatever the things that they tell you to do. I plan on getting more videos out there. Some people know that the last handful of months have been crazy for me because we just relocated the family. So I am no longer in the busy area that I was in. So instead of having my little 0.14 acre suburban little house, which was great, good starter house, I'm now sitting on a decent sized property with the family and kids. So I plan on getting a lot more content in. I don't have to drive quite as far to get something filmed or get up to my cabin. I'm actually now pretty much there already. So settling in, gonna get more stuff out there, specifically training videos. I'm not a big fan of gatekeeping, so I think if you're like-minded American or anywhere that you're allowed to have this stuff, I think we need more people trained up on firearms, because then we have less things to deal with as far as safety goes, and more good guys with guns out there to combat the bad guys with guns. And that's a discussion for another day. But yeah, keep this going. Hopefully, if you have any suggestions or comments or anything that you think I can do better or you'd like to see, comment below. So specifically firearms related, obviously that's my thing. I teach it, I train it, carried a gun for a while, still carry a gun, so if I can help in any way, I'd like to do so. So stay tuned. Hopefully we're going to keep this up and get a little more consistent and less rambly, which is what I just did for the last like 45 seconds. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.